Hi everybody, sanibonani, welcome to my channel. Igama lami Ntando Mdletshe, and on this channel siyasibuke ama reality shows ethu ala eMzansi bese sizala sokhuluma ngawo lama shows. Namhlanje na we are going to have fun on this video because me, myself and I am nominating you to be the host of the reunion for Real Housewives of Durban season 3, okay? And I want you to go into the comment section right now and give me the questions that you feel like you would want to ask the cast members of Real Housewives of Durban. What are the questions that you feel like are very important to be asked at the reunion this season? Okay, anyway, you guys, if you are joining us for the first time, there is a subscribe button and a notification bell. And if you've been around for some time and you want to be a member, there is a join button. Please support the channel by liking this video. It helps so much with the algorithm, you guys. And also a thanks button is there. It will tell you what to do if you want to say thank you to the channel. And also, guys, please watch the adverts, okay? Please watch the adverts. Anyway, you guys, today I'm going to give you the questions that I feel like if I had to host a reunion, I would ask these questions. I would make sure that I don't walk out without asking these women these questions, okay? Of course, we had fun nominating some people to host the reunion, but one of the names that came up a lot, you guys, was igama lika Musa Khawula. And when I was doing my nominations, because every time people will nominate and then I would go put them on the poll so that people would vote if they want the person to host the reunion, I did not put Musa Khawula for two reasons. One is I do feel like we need a female to host this reunion, you guys. We have had Moshe, we've had Joe, we had Donovan. I think we need a female to host the reunion, and people were like, yeah, if you want a female, then Musa Khawula, guys, you know what I mean, okay? So I feel like for me, I had already eliminated any of the males, gay or otherwise, you know, or straight or whatever, for the reunion. For me, I want a woman, okay? So if the producers of Real Housewives see my community post, I want them to see the faces of the women. I don't want them to see any of the men, okay? And then, you guys, for that reason, Umosa was eliminated for me. Another reason, you guys, this is a show makes show, okay? It's very important to the people that own the franchise, okay? So they don't want to deal with some kind of backlash now because they've appointed this person that is controversial to host the reunion. I don't think that they want to deal with Musa Khawula and Jiwanje. And I don't think that they want to deal with Musa Khawula too. Musa Khawula is still, guys, going through a case, you know, a court case. He has been criminally charged with murdering someone, and we don't know yet how that is gonna turn out, you guys. I don't think that they want that associated with this show. I don't think that they would want it. It just wouldn't make sense for them to want that for the show. Musa Khawula got suspended on Twitter because he was posting things that he was not supposed to post. I don't think that Showmax want that. I don't think that any of the producers want that, you guys. Musa Khawula is on YouTube here being accused of bullying people, talking about people's children and all of that. I don't think that these producers want to deal with that, okay, guys? I don't. So I don't feel like it's even worth us discussing Musa Khawula as the host of the show. No matter how much we like him and no matter how much we feel like he could do a good job hosting this show, I don't feel like it's worth it, you guys. Also, I feel like me, myself, and I as the viewer care about this show a lot to have to watch somebody saying, guys, me and my friends don't care about this, okay? We don't care about this show. We don't care about this women. We want you to care. So I don't feel like Mr. Khawula cares enough about this show, okay? So yes, you guys, the nomination, yes, it was a lot of people want to Mr. Khawula to host the reunion. I'm personally not nominating him, and I'm kind of convinced that they wouldn't want that for the show. Of course, there were people who still want to still Penduka to be the host, and I'm like, hi, but guys, did you not watch the reunion of This Body Works For Me? Did you not watch that disaster? Okay. Did you not watch this disaster? That disaster. I just feel like he wasn't good with that show, and that was the easiest reunion you could ever host, you guys. I feel like it was easy. It was relaxed. It was easy, but he didn't do a good job there. I wouldn't want him to get this show. No. And then you guys, I think when it comes to the people, if they wanted to bring back somebody that has hosted before, I would go with Fat Joe, honestly, because out of the 3 guys that have hosted the show, it's Fat Joe, it's Moshe, and it's Donovan. Out of the 3, I would choose Fat Joe. Not that he is the best, but he's better than the 3, so I would bring him back. But I don't know why. I don't like him for the show because he always left me wanting more. He always left me feeling like there's certain questions that he didn't ask. He cut some conversations short. He wasn't my favorite, but if I absolutely had to choose between the 3 men, I would choose him. But I still say we need a woman in this this season, okay? Something different. Let's see how they do, okay? For me, you guys, out of everybody that we nominated, I still say Anele Mdoda will really do a good job. I don't know if she has time to take this show. Anele is so busy, you guys. I don't know if these producers have enough money to pay Anele to do the reunion. But I feel like if they had the money to pay her, she had the time to do the reunion. This is the person that will actually do very, very well with this one, you guys. So we don't know, you guys. We will see who they chose. But please, they must not bring back Donovan. I love him as a comedian. But as a host of the reunion, no, thank you, guys. Siyabonga lapho, okay? Anyway, you guys, let's start, because I'm going to give you the questions that I would ask these women if I was hosting the reunion, so that in the comment section you will give me the questions that you would ask if you were hosting the reunion. So I will start with Sorisha, okay? I will say, so Sorisha, how come you haven't showed us more of your life, okay? You have been on the show for 3 seasons. You are the OG of the OGs, you know, but we still don't know your mom, your dad, if you have a sister, a brother, you know, your friends outside of the show. It just looks like your life is a dinner, is a lunch, is the opening of this, is a closing of this, is the opening of this, but we haven't seen your real life. How come you haven't showed us? And also, since you haven't showed us anything when it comes to your life, we already know you're a businesswoman, and we already know every year you are opening a business, and that's great that you get to show that on TV. But we want more of your life, and we kind of want your life to go deeper, okay? We are very lucky as the viewers to get one scene with you and your husband having a conversation. So when it comes to your family, we really don't see a lot. So what do you feel like you deserve a spot in the next season? And what are you going to give us next season that you couldn't give us in season 1, 2, and 3? That's what I would ask you, Sorisha. Then I would ask you, Sorisha, can you be honest with us and tell us if you are a genuine friend with Slee? Are you guys genuine friends? Okay. If she says, yes, Slee is my friend, I love her very much, because she's likely to say that, I will ask her, what are Slee's daughters' names? Okay. Because, guys, trust me, if you are friends with somebody, you're going to know their children's names, okay? In fact, this question I will also ask Slee, just to see if they're real friends. If they don't know each other's kids' names, they're not real friends. If they do, then I would be convinced that maybe outside of the show they are spending time, and genuine time, like friendship time, not just attending each other's events here and there. So I want to, with Sorisha, I want to know about that friendship with Slee, but I also want to know what she's bringing next season if she comes back. Okay, here's another one that, just for interest sake, Njena, for entertainment, I would ask her, do you think, with the story that came out about Dakuru being Annie's friend, Annie being your best friend, do you believe that what was posted about Dakuru is true? Okay, just for her to say yes, I believe it, or no, I don't believe that it's true. I would be interested to hear what she says about that. Okay, so that is what I would ask Sorisha. And then I would go to Slee, you guys. With Slee, obviously, we already know that a lot of the things that are going on right now after they shot the show is what had nothing really to do with the show. It's her love life, you guys. And as much as we can say that, you know, things that were not on the show cannot be asked about, we want to know, because that also makes us decide if we want this person for next season. Okay, how much are they willing to reveal? And also the Slee revealed a lot when it came to her relationship with this man, but she also left out a lot. So I would like to find out from her, when you were talking about your relationship with your ex, did you not feel that it was important to go into that part of it, about him being your uncle? Or before I ask that question, I would ask Uguti, is it true that your ex was actually your late aunt's husband? And how did it happen that you ended up being in love with this man and being engaged to this man? I really want to know from Slee that yes, this relationship didn't work out, but from everything that you have told us, it is because this man walked away from you. And now you are back and you are talking about how much you regret the fact that, you left your kids for this relationship. But I want to know from you, had this man married you, what was the plan with your kids? What were you going to do with your kids? Because for 6 years, it sounds to me like you did not make an effort to actually bring these families together. It doesn't sound to me like you brought your kids with you and he brought his kids with you and you were trying to bring this family together. It looked like it sounds and looks like you left your kids behind and went and did everything for this man, and you even said that you took care of his kids. So if he married you, what was going to happen with your kids? Were they going to stay behind like they had been left behind? Did you have any plans to bring them to this relationship? I want to also ask Slee Uguti, did money influence you in pursuing this relationship? Because guys, I feel like part of it was money for me, so I want to hear what her response is. It's unlikely that she's going to go and be like, yeah, I went after him because I wanted his money, or he went after me. The reason I said yes, it was because of money. But I am still interested in hearing what her response is going to be, in saying, did you go after this relationship because of money? Also, you guys, there is a comment that Slee made to say she went after this relationship because she thought she was trying to get bread for her and her kids, and that made me feel like, so you're going to get bread from a relationship with a man. So I want to know more about the details of how Slee got together with this man. Is he your uncle? How did you end up dating your uncle? And what were the plans moving forward? What were you gonna do if he married you? Okay, we're going to still leave your kids behind, you guys. Okay, and another question that I'm interested in: did you not do the show? Because she has been approached to do the show before. Was the reason for you not doing the show the fact that people might possibly find out the details of how you came together in your relationship? Or as well, did you do the show because now you were not in that relationship and you were kind of now desperate for money, so you wanted something that can help you? Because even if you don't make a lot of money from reality TV shows, the being on TV helps you with your other business adventures, and also helps you. People want you to host things, people want you to come and speak, and they want to buy your products. If they were not interested in your business, they're now interested because you are now on TV. So there is that. So did you come on the show now because you were short when it came to money? Okay. And then, you guys, I want to go to Nonku. Okay, with Nonku, we already know what Udumsani was arrested for. We all know it. Okay, it's been online. Go search Dumisani Dlanzi. The record just comes, you guys. It says what happened. Okay, why was he arrested? Now I would ask Nonku, because I wanted to come out from her mouth to say, what was Dumisani arrested for? I don't know why I want Nonku to say that, but I kind of want her to say it. He was arrested for sexual crimes, And then I want to ask her, considering that that, do you think that because the person that actually accused him of this, you guys, is somebody very young. It's a young girl, okay? So I want to ask Nonku, considering this, do you think that Unotile is safe around him? Have you ever thought that he might possibly do the same thing that he was accused of doing to the young girl to uNothile, and what makes you think that he wouldn't do that to uNothile? I want Nonku to give those answers, you guys, because as a woman, that is one thing that has confused me about Nonku. Why would you bring somebody around your child or around your children that was accused of RAPE? It does not make sense to me. So I would ask her that. Then, you guys, when we go to Maria, I would just ask her, Maria, what do you think was your storyline this season? Because there is no storyline, okay? I want her to tell us what her storyline was this season, or is this season, okay? Because it's not over. But if your storyline hasn't started in episode 8, it's not coming, okay? There's no storyline coming. So I would ask her, what do you think your storyline was this season? And do you think that, you know, you deserve a place in this on this show next season, okay? And then, you guys, I would ask Ulona, Maria this question, only because it has been talked about on the show by Nonku. If they hadn't, I wouldn't touch it, you guys. I will ask her, okay, a lot of discussion is going on about the size of your lips. You know, have you done something to your lips? Okay, we all know she has, but we just want to check, okay, have you done something to your lips? And do you not feel like maybe you've done a lot? And how does it make you feel that there is a lot of discussions about your lips, you guys? I feel like there's something on there, you know, maybe she might share how she's been feeling about it, just like the people discussed her eye last season, and, you know, she came back last season affected by the whole thing, but we're actually finding out now that it wasn't really the eye, it's that man, okay? Anyway, you guys, with Maria, there isn't a lot to ask because honestly she hasn't done a lot. That's why my question would really be like, what has been your storyline? Because that would be me just saying to her, girl, you haven't done a lot this season. You know, you came when we saw you, you wanted to be the queen, but in order to be a queen you will have to do queen things, which is queen storylines, and we have not seen you do any of that, okay? Now we come to Annie, you guys. Obviously with Annie, I would like to first ask her about the bullying thing, okay? I want somebody to ask Annie directly if she is aware of how she is a bully, because a lot of the times people that have been bullied don't necessarily become bullies. And if you are aware of how it feels like to be bullied, for me it's a shock that a person would actually bully someone else when they have been bullied, okay? So I will ask her if she is aware that she does come across as a bully and she does come across as a mean person, and how does she explain that, especially having told a story of how she was bullied herself, okay? But that would be me just warming up, okay? Because what we really want to talk about when it comes to Annie is her relationship with her husband. And I think somebody has to ask a direct question at the reunion. Did your husband cheat on you with Usbahle Mpisane? Okay, let's not make it general. Let's not say, did Takuro cheat on you? Okay, because we already know he did. She has implied that yes, they've had some issues in their relationship. So we want to know specifically about this accusation. Kasbahle, did he cheat with Usbahle? On the night that they say he was at the hotel with Usbahle, do you know where he was? Where was he? You know, was he at that hotel? You know, do you believe that him and Sbahle at some point during that night were together? You know, and because we already know that she's gonna say she doesn't believe that he cheated, but we want to know that night, was he at the hotel? Okay. And if I was a producer of this show, I would have already tried to get footage from the hotel. Okay, I would have already tried to get footage from the hotel on the nights that they say that Utakuru was at that hotel with that lady, because that information, the producers need to have that information, even if they don't publish it, but they need to know, you know, moving forward with the storyline. Because if he was at that hotel, then next season we need more about this relationship ka Annie, not Takuru. Okay, we need someone else to come in like Usane and expose some things here on the show. Okay, but I really feel like, for me, I'm interested to know what Annie's response would be when asked directly about Dakuru's whereabouts that night, and also if she herself believes that uSibahle kanye noDakuru were together that night, and if she feels like there's something going on with the two of them. In addition to that, I would ask, is there a baby coming? Because there is this baby shower that people are talking about, and they're talking about your husband is about to have another baby with another woman. Do you know anything about it? Where does these rumors come from? Do you even know where that comes from when it comes to the alleged love baby that is coming when it comes to her husband, you guys? So that's what I would ask any to answer for. Okay, now you guys, this is another question I want to ask any. Okay, having been the biggest participator in running Ulasi out of the show, okay, number one, do you regret doing that to Ulasi? Because there was bullying on your side, but do you not feel like Sanet's presence on the show is your karma for what you did to Ulasi? And if you had to choose between having Lassie on the show and Sanet on the show, which one would you choose? Okay. Because Sanet is Eddie's karma, I'm telling you, okay? So I would ask her, how does she feel about what she did last season? Because basically she was making sure that everybody knows that all of these women are not going to shoot with Lassie in the following season if they bring her back. Nobody was going to be her friend because everybody was upset that she lied about Mr. Petal. So now with Sanet being back, you know, or not being back, with Sanet joining the show, does she not feel like it's her karma? And between the two, who would she choose? Okay, now you guys, with JoJo, honestly, I would ask the question, who are you? Or would you interact the same way with these women if you did not have the riches? Okay, like eliminate your husband, let's just say eliminate your husband from your life, because obviously the person that was rich when they got together is her husband. She is rich now because they are married. Okay, but I would ask her, do you think that your interaction or your behavior on the show would be exactly the same if you did not have the riches that you have now because of your marriage? I want to hear what JoJo's response is, and I want to hear from her how she feels about, or I want to ask a question around the violation of people's spaces. You know, does she feel like it's right to be here when it comes to arguing with people and pointing at people and all of that, you know? And does she do it on purpose? And does she see anything that she needs to correct when it comes to that? Because I feel like nobody holds JoJo accountable when it comes to that. She violates people's spaces a lot. She might not get physical, as in touch you, but she did get physical last season when she threw a drink on Umabosi, and this season it was Slee. She was pointing at Slee like that, and they made a bigger deal of Slee saying, "I want to throw hands now." That's all Slee said in the diary session, not in the scene. She didn't say that in the scene. In the diary session, Slee was like, "You know what? I want to throw hands now," and that became a bigger deal than JoJo doing this. And I feel like if the producers are not going to hold JoJo accountable for that and say, you need to change this, because one day you're going to do this and they will punch you in the nose, and then you're going to be going to surgery now for your nose, you know. You've already spent a lot of time on your nose. Okay, so I would like to know that, because I just feel like one of the reasons that I really just feel like JoJo, I'm over her, and I would like, even if they say she leaves the show, I don't care, because I hate that she does that. She has white privilege when it comes to that behavior, and I feel like had it been a black woman that behaves like that, it would already had been fixed. She would already had been asked questions and asked to correct the behavior. But I feel like when it comes to JoJo, she has white privilege because she behaves like that, but nobody holds her accountable. And then she comes and she cries, and then everybody forgives her, So I will go into a discussion when it comes to violating people's spaces. Even when you are arguing with somebody, you don't have to come to them like that, because you don't know how the person is going to react. Just because you are rich, you can sue them. That does not give you a right to violate people's spaces. When JoJo walks out of that reunion, they will have to understand that that is not an acceptable behavior. And if it continues on the show, if she stays on the show and it continues on the show, there will be circumstances, there will be consequences. In English, there will be consequences for those actions. Okay, so that is what I would ask JoJo. And also I would ask her, finally, can you confirm if you're coming back next season? Listen, you guys, for me, JoJo has not been my favorite for the reasons that I have stated, but I do know that a lot of people love JoJo, and I do understand why, because she does have that playful side of her. And also she brings the messiness. She's very messy, JoJo. Without JoJo, you wouldn't know what like Sanet would say. So I understand why people still feel like they would like JoJo to stay on the show. And then, you guys, it's Umbali. I will just ask Umbali, why did you do the show? Why did you do the show? I will ask her, like, why did you do the show? Because you didn't seem like you care a lot about the show. You're not showing up a lot about, well, let's say it in the present tense, because it's still happening. Maybe we're still going to see her. I will just ask her, why did you do the show? And be like, do you feel like you should come back next season? A lot of people are not happy about the fact that you didn't show up a lot. Do you feel like you should come back next season? Honestly, I will try and get Umbali to quit the show. Okay, I will ask questions that will make her realize that she needs to quit the show. She does not need to be fired from the show, Umbali. She just needs to quit. This show is not important enough for her to show up. Okay, so I just feel like, honestly, I would just be like, sis, obvious, not to say we don't like Umbali. She's doing great things outside of the Real Housewives. She's doing other things, and she seems to care a lot about those other things compared to the show. So I will be like trying to get her to quit. Okay, listen, so that the producers don't have to fight. Just tell them that it's okay. We love you a lot, but even though I wouldn't say it on the show. But honestly, you guys, like, why did she do that show? Anyway, you guys, then it is Sanet. Of course, you guys, the possibilities that Sanet is not going to be at the reunion, because she has spoken about that a lot. She keeps saying that I will do this at the reunion. That is if I decide to go. Okay. So before I even speak to Sanet, I will ask her, Sanet, I just need to check. Do you have amnesia today? Okay. Because then if you have amnesia like you normally do at every scene that you have shot ever since the first episode, then we don't need to really talk, because then you're not going to remember anything that we talk about today. And also, if I ask you about what happened on the show, you're not going to remember what happened on the show. So I will ask Sanet, are we dealing with amnesia today or not? Okay, if she says no, there's no amnesia, and then I will ask questions. Okay. Of course, you guys, there's a lot of questions that I would ask about confrontation and London, okay? But I want to know, okay, I guess as the host, you can't really ask if the producers did the setup, okay? But I think I want more details about why she became so explosive when it comes to London on that day, because honestly it was a little bit confusing, because initially when she sits down it looks like she's initiating a friendly conversation with London, and then all of a sudden it just turns into like the biggest bomb of the season. And also I want to know how she feels about that confrontation now. Has she also had or come across London ever since they did that scene? And what was the conversation? Or would she have a conversation, you guys? If I was the producers, I would actually bring London, even if it is just 3 minutes on set, just for them to talk about that confrontation between her and Sanet, you guys. And I think that it really would be interesting to have that on at the reunion, because now Lonely London is going to be prepared for the conversation. Okay, so the shade would they would practice the shade at home, everything, the comebacks, all of that, and then come. Okay, just like Makumalo practice her shade to Ulasi and surprised at the reunion, I feel like they would do the same. So I would definitely consider bringing Ulondi London to the show, to the reunion, just for a short time, for her to talk about the confrontation between her and Usane. But I also would want to ask her how she feels about how they treated Ulasi last season, and does she not feel like what happened to her this season was actually karma after the treatment that they drew Lassie's away last season, you guys. And then I think that, you guys, did I finish all of the women? I think I did all of them. Okay. Oh yes, you guys, I want to know, Sanet, there's an article that came out about you and Inkabi and all of that. What happened there? I want to hear her talk about it, you guys, at the reunion. What happened there? And obviously, women are feeling like they are not safe with you around because of that story that came out. Can you explain? Do you feel like people should be comfortable having you around on this show? Okay, so yeah, I would definitely ask her about that article that came out about her, Usane. But and then I really would like to go around with every lady, the cast member, to ask them who do they feel should come back next season. Okay, and with that, I'm interested to hear if they think Umbali should come back next season. I'm interested what they would say about Usane, or let me just say all the newbies, Usane and Maria, and I'm guessing most of them would want Slee to come back, but I am interested to hear if Nonku would like for Slee to come back next season. I think it will be interesting to hear if Nonku thinks that Slee should come back next season. By the way, you guys, the question that I left was Nonku about the lips, you guys. This is what I would like to ask Nonku. I already know Nonku is going to apologize at the reunion about saying that about Maria's lips, okay? But I would want to make sure that she walks away understanding that as much as we know okay, Maria has done things with her lips and all of that, it is a form of body shaming actually to say that about. And would she feel like it's fair? Let's just say that Maria has a comeback and then Maria maybe talks about Nonku's weight, for an example. Would she feel like it's a fair game if Maria said that, okay, because she made a comment about Maria's lips? Let's just say Maria comes back to her and comments about her weight. Would she feel like it's fair like that? Because I think that for me, it's important that as women, we understand that every time we say anything about anything that has to do with somebody's look, it is body shaming. Because a lot of these things, you guys, that you'll be commenting about how a woman looks, is things that they cannot easily change. And even if they can change, what if they don't want to change those things, So sometimes there's certain things, like we think body shaming is when you talk about somebody's weight, nokuthi bami kanjani, they don't have a big bum, they have a big bum, big breast and whatever. But sometimes when you talk about somebody's eye, for an example, like they do with Annie, there is body shaming. What is Annie supposed to do with her eye? And also the lips. Yes, she's done something with her lips, but maybe that has to do with how she feels about herself. For some reason, she feels like she needs these lips to be as big as possible for her to feel confident about herself. So it is body shaming when you talk about a woman's body, But for some reason, the weight thing is always taken more seriously than any other thing on a woman's body, So I would want that conversation to be had at the reunion. And it's always great also to get everybody else's opinion about the issue, so that at the end of the day, people learn from the reunion, okay? Another naughty question that I would like to ask Sorisha is bringing Slee around, knowing what Slee wanted to marry her uncle. Are you not scared to bring Slee around, Uncle Vivian? There will be me just being naughty, you guys. But anyway, you guys, that's all that I wanted to talk about on this video. But I am so interested to hear what your questions would be at this reunion. While you are at that, you guys, who do you want to come back next season? Okay, if we don't know by now, we're not gonna know. Who would you like to come back next season, and who would you fire? Right, if you had to fire someone right now, who would you fire? Mine is Umbali. I think honestly next season I will bring everybody back except for Umbali. And JoJo, I could do without JoJo, but I understand why people like JoJo. But Umbali, definitely I'll be like, she's out. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please like it before Pumegona. Share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Ntando.